What we've seen happening the last couple of days is that business leaders have been pulling away from these councils and basically using the reaction from the president to the situation in Charlottesville as their excuse. The reality is that you have had a lot of business leaders that have become uncomfortable with various things that Trump has done. This, in some ways, became the final straw for them. So we were seeing a steady stream of business leaders, one by one, announcing that they were going to walk away, and it created this situation where the actual future of these councils was going to be in doubt. And Trump basically got ahead of the inevitable and basically said, I'm ending the councils before the CEOs could do it for him. But that's where this was headed. This was not going to be a sustainable situation. And if anything, this prevents there from being this sort of drip of one CEO after another coming out and embarrassing the president. Because the reality with Trump is that he loves having the business leaders around him. He comes from a business background, but he's always been kind of on the outside of these Fortune 500, CEOs of major companies. They've always looked at him as something of a sideshow. And this was his opportunity to get those business leaders around a table, have them all interested in being there to talk to him. He liked the image of that. And it's almost more hurtful to him to have business leaders walking away, frankly, than it is from people in his own Republican Party. They were trying to use these councils as an opportunity to press the president on policy positions. But the reality is that these were largely for show. These were councils that were created to show that the private sector supported the White House, that Trump was reaching out to the private sector, something that President Obama got criticized for not doing at certain points in his presidency. The main people who are involved in crafting tax reform legislation, who would potentially be involved in crafting infrastructure legislation, are still there. This still remains something that the White House is going to have to sort out with Capitol Hill. So this is more a symbolic gesture, both to create the council and then also to have them disbanded.